role we played in the unveiling of the Lincoln statue at Oak Ridge Cemetery. We were honored to be a part of such a special day.
We certainly were. Perhaps our guests would like to hear the story?
Yeah, definitely.
Well, the ceremony was scheduled for October 15, 1874. Now, several months before, President Ulysses S. Grant had requested that 2 sisters participate in the unveiling to honor the sisters from various orders who had worked during the war between the states.
Well, during the war, many hundreds of sisters from 12 religious orders gathered medical supplies, pinned up their long habits, and went to the battlefields to tend to the wounded and to the dying. Many convents were converted into military hospitals. As a matter of fact, Sister Josephine and I both served as war nurses.
Sister Rachel and I are Dominicans, and the Dominican community in Central Illinois was founded in Jacksonville on August 19, 1873. Now, as far as the unveiling of the statue goes, the Ursulines here in Springfield were originally invited, but because they're a cloistered order, they had to decline. So it would seem President Grant's request was dismissed, or it wasn't acted upon.
Well, on the eve of the unveiling ceremony, an informal reception was held. And that is where President Grant learned that the Ursuline sisters were not going to be able to unveil the statue. Well, General Sherman, who was also in attendance at the reception, remembered the work of the Dominicans on the battlefields in Tennessee. And he exclaimed, "If my sisters of St. Dominic were here, they would not disappoint me." Well, Father Peter Mackin was pastor of Our Saviors in Jacksonville, and he was also at the reception, overheard General Sherman's remark, and said, "Well, I have sisters of St. Dominic from Kentucky at my school in Jacksonville. With the bishop's permission, I'm sure they would come." Well, President Grant immediately said, "Sherman, order a special train, and I will wire the bishop."
I remember it well. We were in prayer the next morning, and there was a knock on the door. A man introduced himself as Father Burke and said he had a telegram from Bishop Baltes. He told me he was there to escort me and a companion to Springfield, and that the President of the United States private coach was waiting for us at the Wabash Depot. Well, of course, I didn't believe him until I saw the telegram. It read, "Bishop Baltes authorizes Sister Josephine Maher, the Superior of St. Patrick's School, Jacksonville, Illinois, to take a companion and depart at once for Springfield, Illinois, where in compliance with the President's request, they will unveil the statue at the tomb of Lincoln."
Well, Sister Josephine sent the sisters to serve Father Burke breakfast, and not giving me any opportunity to decline, sent me to prepare for the journey. Well, at the ceremony, Sister Josephine and I were seated near President Grant at the base of the obelisk. At the conclusion of Governor Richard Oglesby's speech, "Behold the image of the man," Sister Josephine and I released the cords of the flag and watched the silken folds slide down to reveal the statue of Lincoln.
After the ceremony, we quietly boarded our carriage and returned to Jacksonville. Now, the Dominican sisters would move from Jacksonville to Springfield 20 years later in 1893, and they are currently located in the same place, which is on the campus where Sacred Heart Griffin High School is. Sister Rachel and I were honored and humbled on the behalf of not just the Dominicans, but of all sisters, for the role we were asked to play on such a historic day. Does anyone have any questions? Well, thank you very much for coming. I can tell you, groups have enjoyed knowing there were 6 original sisters who came from Kentucky in 1873, and that first year, 4 of them taught 400 students in Jacksonville. So they each took 100 students. Sister Josephine, I took the most troublesome group, which were the older boys. They were my forte. And as the years went on, the Dominican sisters, of course, have built many high schools and grade schools and been an educational influence in our area.
When did you pass away?
Let me look on my gravestone. January 12th, 1925.
And I passed February 12th, 1911. I was 91 years old. I was the oldest sister of the order at the time and of the founding sisters, and was the first to pass.
Thank you.
Thank you.